Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break down the 7-game NBA main set on Monday. A couple things before I get into the video. If you're new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos talking about NBA DFS as well as NFL DFS. I'm also here to announce the winner of the weekly $20 PayPal giveaway. Winner is Matthew Prudle, or Prudle? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. I probably botched the pronunciation of your last name, but I know you're a loyal viewer in here, always in the videos and live stream. So congrats on winning the giveaway. Hit me up in either the YouTube comment section or on Twitter. I can make sure to get you that $20 PayPal. But yeah, how this giveaway works every single Monday. All you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. It's one chin giveaway. Max one comment below per video. So it starts with this video right here. We'll go throughout the week. We'll end of my Monday NBA video at the end of the week. So however many videos I've uploaded for the week, you get another giveaway that many times. So if I have 10 videos uploaded for the week, you get another giveaway 10 times. And again, the winner sees $20 payable for myself. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So first, look back at my lineup here from Sunday night. So Sunday was a very up and down. We'll just go over my lineup here. So Goodwin, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond Green, John Collins, Jonas Valanciunas, Alec Burks, Montrez, and Kawhi Leonard. Okay, so the one letdown here, obviously John Collins. He was 62% owned in this $40 tournament. So a lot of people were on him, including myself. With no Trae Young, his upside was just massive. Unfortunately, Atlanta just completely did nothing offensively and got blown out. He didn't see his full run. Either way, he wasn't playing great anyway, but still, just a little bit frustrating there for sure. The big one, though, was Jonas Valanciunas at 8% owned in this tournament, 62 fancy points. If you guys watched my live stream, you know I liked a lot of the guys on the Golden State side, and then my favorite play in Memphis was Jonas Valanciunas. So he was huge. Hopefully a lot of you guys played him as well. And then I was pretty high on the Golden State guys, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond Green, Burks, and Spellman. Russell was amazing, right? 50 fancy points, only 40% owned, so he was huge. He was, probably my favorite play of the day. Draymond Green I think he had like 28 at halftime, then didn't do a whole lot in the second half. Still was solid for 5.1K. Alec Burks was a little bit of a letdown there, only 19, I believe, is at 5.4. He was another guy like Draymond who got off to a good start, did nothing in the second half. Spellman was the other guy I talked about, the value guy. He was really solid as well. So, all in all, the Golden State guys were pretty good here. Alec Burks, the one slight disappointment. Brandon Goodwin was the clear chalk. I was not fading that at min price. And then I rolled with Kawhi Leonard and Montrez. That game just starting right now. So that's what I got right now. Currently winning some decent money. Hopefully it holds. Just need Kawhi and Montrez to have a decent night and should make some good money here. Even with John Collins busting, man, what could have been if he had a good game? But yeah, all right. So that's about it here for Sunday. So let's talk about the 7-game slate for Monday. Also, if you guys notice, let me know in the comment section if you guys notice something with the volume in my videos. I've noticed a few times, or I noticed a couple times in my video for Sunday, there was like some scratching going on. I don't really know how to fix that. So if that's the case, I might have to order like a mic or something. Because right now I'm just going through my computer's mic. But if that continues, I know that can be annoying. Obviously, I heard it a couple times. I will make sure to get a mic and try to get that to stop. But, okay, so let's look at some numbers here. We only have one out right now for the 7-game slate with the Bulls. Celtics sitting at 215.5. The Celtics here by 9.5 points. Okay. Let's take a look at some prices here. So as always, we'll start with center. And for the, 100th straight time, we have Karl-Anthony Towns listed as questionable. Minnesota, I just hate seeing Minnesota on the slate, really. Like, Minnesota is such a headache of a team. I hope Karl-Anthony Towns plays, so that would just take everyone out of play. So I wouldn't even have to consider these guys. If Cat gets ruled out once again, you can consider some of the other guys like Wiggins, like Gorgie Jang. It's just the rotations are so inconsistent, so you just cannot trust them. So it's so hard for me to recommend any of those Minnesota guys if Cat gets ruled out. Andre Drummond at 10.3. Yeah, still shaking my head at him for getting ejected early in the game against Chicago. A nice little bounce back or spot opportunity here against the Pelicans. Pelicans played a really fast pace, one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. So I think Drummond does stand out at this price as a good spend up. Again, Detroit's still super short-handed. No Blake, no Luke Kennard. So Drummond's going to have to do a lot offensively here. I do think he stands out as a good spend up. So now we get to the Lakers, guys. And the Lakers, we have both AD and LeBron questionable. So this is just, we have to wait for news, right? And it kind of sucks. I believe that's a late game. Yeah, the late game, 9:30. So if both Anthony Davis and LeBron play, I don't think I have a whole lot of interest in anyone in that game. I'm going to, assume, or there'll probably be a good chance the game blows out. Now, if let's talk about if one of them miss. Like if LeBron misses, then I would really like Anthony Davis, and then I would look to value guys like Rondo, Kuzma. Same thing on the other side. But if Anthony Davis misses, then that would make Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee more viable as value guys as well. So it's all up in the air. If both miss, if both LeBron and AD miss, then I would have more confidence obviously targeting the Cleveland guys, and I would really like Rondo, Kuzma, Dwight Howard, and JaVale McGee. So hopefully that helps. Again, there's just we have to wait for the news, and hopefully we get that news before lock. Again, it kind of sucks to the late game. We still have no Joel Embiid, so that makes those other four Philadelphia guys very much viable with Horford, Tobias, Ben Simmons, and Josh Richardson. We have Sabonis status up in the air. This is pretty big news. If he can't go, that's a big boost to Miles Turner, but DraftKings did a good job raising his price. If Sabonis is able to go, I don't mind him. He's so consistent. No Joel Embiid. That's a boost for Sabonis. So, yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Vucevic, I think, stands out as a really good play here at 8.3K. The Magic kind of shorthanded. We have Aaron Gordon questionable. There's a decent chance he could come back in this one. Either way, though, this match against the Kings I do really like because we have no Holmes. He was a pretty solid defender. We have Marvin Bagley could be back, but Bagley really, really bad defensively. So I don't really know who they're going to try to throw on Vucevic, whether it be Bagley, whether it be Giles, whether it be Dedmon. Vucevic should have his way here, so I think he does stand out as a really good play at 8.3. I also really like Hassan Whiteside at 8.2. He missed the last game due to an illness. I just saw in Fantasy Labs tonight that he's probable, so I assume he's going to be good to go. And this is just a smash spot here against Charlotte. I've been talking about bigs against Charlotte all year. So, Whiteside's playing the big minutes. His price came down to 8.2. Don't really know what DraftKings was thinking there, so I really like Hassan Whiteside. One of my favorite plays here at that price. So guys like Thompson, guys like Kevin Love would be guys I would consider if one of those, if one of AD or LeBron or both miss, because then obviously it's a better chance of the Cavs keeping it close. Miles Turner, this is only if Sabonis misses. If Sabonis does miss, I would consider Turner, whose upside goes through the roof without Sabonis, but with Sabonis playing, that would definitely be a pass to that price. Al Horford, once again, probably my favorite play here on the Philadelphia side. His price is very fair at 6.8. His upside is a lot higher when he's playing the center position. I think Al Horford is a pretty solid play here at this price. If he starts at center once again, I think he gets close to 35 minutes. So he would probably be my favorite play there on the Sixers. The OKC guys, so a lot of the OKC guys are underpriced. Steven Adams at 6.4K is a very safe play in my opinion. We're probably going to get around 30 minutes from him. This is a good match against Minnesota, so I think he stands out as a good cash game option. Marketing, not for me. Gorgie Jang, you could consider if it gets rolled out, but again, it's just so hard to trust Ryan Sanders in his rotations. Yeah, so no Holmes. We do have Bagley probably back for this one, they said. Looks like he expects him to play. Marvin Bagley himself, I think they're going to limit him. 5.8K, there's not enough meat in the bone there, so I'm not going to play him. But again, that does make Vucevic a better play in my opinion. We have Daniel Tice questionable. If he can't go, then Cantor would stand out as a really solid play here, who just put up an insane stat line in 23 minutes against the Pelicans. 22 and 19. He put up almost 20-20 game in 23 minutes. That blows my mind. But yeah, you see what Cantor just did to the Pelicans. That's why Drummond stands out as a really good play to me, in my opinion, so as a spend up. But if Tice can't go here, yeah, I would have a lot of interest in Cantor, who I think probably plays 25 or so minutes if that's the case. Dwight Howard, again, him, JaVale McGee, I would definitely look to both those guys. If Anthony Davis can't go, they would probably split the center minutes. Cleveland's a team that runs big, so I do think they would split the center minutes the full 48. Jackson Hayes at 4.6K, I think stands out as a pretty solid value play. This would be directly related, though, to Derek Favors. Favors is questionable. If Favors can't go, then Hayes becomes more viable. The concern is they do have Okafor, they do have Melee, so they do have other bodies they can use. Jackson Hayes is a guy that sometimes does get in foul trouble, so there is some risk, right? He's not like a lock play, but I think he would stand out as a pretty good value if Favors can't go. Let's see. Biyombo at 4.3 is viable. Portland does run big with Whiteside. They have him out there, for about 35 or so minutes. So I think Biyombo, probably gets around 30 or so. I think he's perfectly fine value play. McGee, again, him and Dwight, I would look to as value plays if Anthony Davis can't go. Gafford at 4K, so they've kind of been going back and forth with starting him versus Thad Young. He had a pretty solid game there against Detroit in 23 minutes at 28 fancy points. If he starts once again, I would have interest in him as a value play. If he comes off the bench, it makes him a bit riskier. Deadman at 4K, so him and Giles getting a little bit more run with those Kings bigs being out, but Bagley coming back kind of takes him out of play. Let's see. Christian Wood, I wouldn't chase that big game in 26 minutes at 47 fantasy points. Andre Drummond got ejected there. Normally, Christian Wood's minutes have been right around 10 to 15, so if that's the case, I don't think I can go there. And then one other guy I thought I would just bring up here, Luke Cornett. Now, I wouldn't go crazy and chase this game, but he did put up 33 fantasy points in 25 minutes. He got some decent run. If he's going to continue to play minutes into the 20s, I think he's worth a look at least at min price, right? I would not expect 33 from him again, but if he's going to play minutes again into the mid 20s, I think he's a viable option, a viable dart throw. And then again, Okafor, Melee, these are guys that could get some run if Favors can't go. Okafor played 14. They're more dart throw options as well, though, in my opinion. So let's talk about power forward. We already went over AD and Sabonis. Brandon Ingram, I think, stands out as a really good play at this price. 8.1K, especially if Drew Holiday can't go. If Drew Holiday can't go, then, man, I love Ingram, and I would love Lonzo Ball, whose price didn't really move. They actually came down a bit because of the blowout there against Boston. Not worried about that at all. This is a much better spot here against Detroit. And again, his price came down. His upside is massive with no Drew Holiday. So I think he would be one of my favorite plays there if Drew can't go. As far as the Boston guys, Tatum had a huge game there against the Pelicans. 30 minutes, 63 fancy points. Again, don't think we'd expect that from him. It's an okay play, but I'm probably going to look elsewhere because I think the ownership might be high after people trying to chase that big game. Yeah, so Tobias, I think it's a close call with him and Horford. I always give the edge to Horford when they're similar prices. Horford does more peripheral stats, whereas Tobias is a little bit more scoring dependent. You can play both if you want, for sure. Again, with no Embiid, there's just a lot of usage to go around. So I'm perfectly fine with Tobias if you want to go him over Horford. Again, you can play both. He's just going to have to do a lot more offensively there for Philly. Gallinari, his price is viable as well. He's a pretty safe option, always not a guy that has huge upside, but normally a guy they're going to get you, around 30 to 35 fantasy points. Let's see. Other options. Yeah, so a guy like TJ Warren at 5.9. Not super into TJ Warren, but if Sabonis can't go, then that's when I would consider some of these secondary pieces. We also have Malcolm Brogdon questionable. If both Brogdon and Sabonis can't go, then obviously Turner stands out, even though his price is elevated, and guys like TJ Warren, guys like Jeremy Lamb will have to do more offensively. Kuzma, again, this is kind of directly tied to the status of AD and LeBron. Both of them can't go, then obviously him, right, Rondo, the two centers with McGee, Dwight Howard. Let's see, Aaron Gordon at 5.7 looks like he might come back here. We'll see. Again, someone to keep an eye on. If he can't go, that's just a bigger usage boost to a guy like Vucevic. Bielitsa, so he's been playing big minutes with the front court pretty thin. 38 and 40 minutes in back-to-back games. With Marvin Bagley coming back, I'm guessing those minutes are going to go down a bit, but still, at this price point, I think he would be an okay option. I just wouldn't expect that many minutes from him again. Thad Young, again, they could start him at the 4 and move Lauri Markkanen to the 5. We'll see. Whoever starts, whether it be Gafford, whether it be Thad Young, I would have some interest there for sure. Other options, Trevor Reese has been a good run as well. Kind of playing more of the 4. He's at 32, 32, 31, 32 minutes with no Bogdan. So I think he's a pretty solid value play here. Now, he's been doing a little bit better job to gain those peripheral stats. Normally, he is a guy that is somewhat scoring dependent, kind of has to hit those threes, but he's been doing more offensively. So I think Trevor Reese is a perfectly fine value play there. Again, we have no Bogdan, so I think his minutes are pretty secure in the low 30s. Also, don't hate CD Osman at 4K. It's just the price with him. The minutes have been really good. 36, 40, and 35 minutes in 3 straight games. Not a super high usage guy, but if we're going to get mid-30s minutes for CD Osman, Yeah, I think he's a perfectly fine value option as well. Jakar Sampson actually started for Sabonis. Didn't get a huge run, though, only 20 minutes. You could look to him as a dart throw, but I wouldn't feel great about that. Yeah, so Tolliver started for at center, played 28 minutes at 24 fantasy points. It's looking like Whiteside's going to be back, though, so obviously you can't go there. All right, so let's move on to small forward. LeBron, again, I kind of went over my Laker breakdown. If LeBron is out, then it's Anthony Davis and some of those value guys. If it's both out, then you look to Kuzma, Rondo, McGee, Dwight. If Anthony Davis can't go, then LeBron stands out. So it's all up in the air right now as far as those Lakers guys. Ben Simmons at 8.2K. I'm perfectly fine landing on one or two of these 76ers for sure. It's a not really the best spot. It's an okay spot. Pacers played a slower pace, but Ben Simmons, 42, 38, 39, and 37 minutes. He's getting the peripheral stats, which is always good to see. I'm perfectly fine with Ben Simmons at 8.2. Wiggins, it's such a headache with these guys. That game blew out. He only played 25 minutes. I mean, you could look to him if Cat is out, but I just have no confidence with Ryan Sanders in his rotations. Really, he's running deep rotations. People's minutes or guys' minutes are just changing every single night. You can't trust it at all. They're just strictly GPPs. I can't trust any of them for cash games. A guy like Buddy Hield at 6.3, I think stands out as a pretty decent option. He's been getting a good run, right around 35 or so minutes. At 6.3, he's fairly priced. Let's see. Other options. Guy like Carmelo at 5.4. I'm not a huge Carmelo Anthony fan here, but at this price point in this match against Charlotte, I think he stands out as a decent option. Now, he's been a little bit more up and down, but 5.4K, I don't think he's going to kill you. JJ Redick this is pretty big news as well. He is questionable. He missed that last game due to that hamstring injury. If he can't go, then if both him and Drew Holiday can't go, then the Pelicans are really thin. And then Lonzo and bring Brandon Ingram at the top, Josh Hart in the mid-range, and guys like NAW, Frank Jackson, those guys have become very viable as well. So yeah, Josh Hart right now, 33, 37, 33 minutes. He's not a super high usage guy, but you could look to him if JJ Redick is out for sure. Let's see, other options. Yeah, like Lamb, not huge into Lamb and Turner, but if both Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon are out, that's when you can look to him. But he did only play 15 minutes the last game. That's kind of surprising. So that's obviously not good to see. Let's see. Yeah, a guy like E'Twaun Moore, too. He'll get more run if JJ can't go. He played 28 minutes at 22 fantasy points. I'm okay with him as well. I wonder, was it Justin Holiday who got more than minutes? I guess he did. He got 27. He's a value guy you could look to if both those Pacers guys are out. But that's really it for small forward. So let's move on to shooting guard. Zach LaVine, again, the big minutes, the shot attempts, it's the same thing with him every night. Like, he almost plays 40 minutes tonight. He's going to shoot the ball over 20 times. Now, this is a really bad spot against Boston. I'm okay with it as more of a contrarian option. I don't think he's a cash game play. Drew Holiday, listed as questionable. This is big news because if he can't go, Ingram and Lonzo Ball really stand out to me. If Drew is able to go, that's obviously downgrade to those other two guys. So yeah, this is big news. If Drew plays himself, I think he's okay, but I would be worried about that elbow injury, maybe him re-aggravating it. Rozier at 7.1. Him and Devontae Graham are always like the main targets here for Charlotte. They're playing the big minutes. It is a back-to-back tonight, so we'll see how many minutes they play tonight. But yeah, it's an up-tempo game here against Portland. Portland's been pretty bad defensively, so I'm okay with Rozier. Derrick Rose is 6.7. He's getting to the point where he's priced about right. There still is some upside at this price. Like, he can still go out and get you over 40 fantasy points for sure. One of the better matchups. So I'm okay with it. I don't know if he's a cash game play, but I think he's perfectly fine for GPPs. He's been starting the second half, which is good to see. His minutes are right around 30. So, yeah, I think Derrick Rose is definitely viable there for GPPs. Brogdon, again, him, Sabonis, both questionable. If Brogdon can't go, you can look to guys like Aaron Holiday and T.J. McConnell as value plays. Josh Richardson at 6.5 is okay. He's going to play big minutes. I think I prefer the other three with Tobias, with Al Horford, with Ben Simmons, but I'm okay if you land on Josh Richardson. These OKC guys, again, they're just a little bit underpriced. SGA, not a huge SGA guy, but 6.3K for a guy that, gets 35 plus minutes. Minnesota plays at a fast pace. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of downside there with SGA. CJ McCollum too, 6.1K. I think that's a very fair price. We know he's going to get about mid 30s minutes in a close one against Charlotte. Not very good defensively, so I think CJ stands out as a pretty decent option. Other options, yeah. So Schroeder too. Again, these OKC guys all seem a little bit underpriced. Schroeder's a guy that's going to come off the bench, play probably over 30 minutes. Again, this match against Minnesota, pretty solid one. 5.4K. That's again a pretty appealing price tag in my opinion. Let's see. Other options, again, these Minnesota guys. If you feel strongly about one, that's fine. I just can't recommend any of them with confidence. You can always take shots here and there for GPPs, but no one really stands out. I'm hoping Cat plays, so it just takes everyone completely out of play. So guys like NAW, he was a little bit frustrating. It only played 23 minutes, picked up 3 fouls right away in the first quarter, and didn't play at all in the rest of the first half. But if both Drew Holiday and JJ Redick are out, I think NAW probably would be on pace for about 30 minutes or so. So I think he does stand out as a really solid play if both those guys are out. You could also look to, let me go to the Pelicans really quick. You could also look to Frank Jackson, who played 33 minutes, and he picked up more of the action there with NAW getting foul trouble. It always seems, or at least this season, well, I guess it has only been this season because NAW is rookie, but whenever NAW is picking up a lot of ownership, it always seems like it's Frank Jackson that has the big game. It is that's happened 2 or 3 times this season where NAW's kind of been chalky, and it's just been the Frank Jackson show. So those 2 guys would be guys I would definitely look to as value plays if both JJ Redick and Drew Holiday can't go. But I think that basically wraps it up for shooting guard. Yeah, so let's move on to point guard here. Okay, so Damian Lillard at 8.8 is perfectly fine here in this spot. I think he's priced about right. There is a little bit of upside here on Charlotte. Not very good defensively, so I'm okay with Lillard. It's just, how many Portland guys do you want in your lineup? I definitely prefer Whiteside to him. I think I prefer CJ to him for about $3,000 less. De'Aaron Fox is 7.4K, so Sacramento pretty short-handed. They possibly will get Bagley back, but the good thing with him is 36 and 38 minutes in back-to-back games, and his upside is pretty high. So even in a matchup against Orlando, who plays at a slow pace, I think De'Aaron Fox does still stand out at this price, so I do like him a decent amount there. Again, Graham, Rozier, we'll see how many minutes they play tonight, but this is a good spot here against Portland. And we know, again, in close games, they always play close to 40 minutes. Now, Lonzo Ball, I think he would stand out as one of my favorite plays, him and Brandon Ingram, if Drew Holiday can't go. There's just a lot of usage to go around here. Lonzo Ball has really stepped it up here with Drew Holiday out of this lineup. He's filling up a stat sheet, so yeah, that's kind of dependent on Drew Holiday news for sure. And I do kind of like Chris Paul as well at 6.6. These OKC guys are just all a bit underpriced. We know we're going to get about low 30s minutes from Chris Paul. Again, this match against Minnesota. Minnesota, not very good defensively at all. One of the worst defensive teams, actually. So I think Chris Paul does stand out as a really solid cash game play here at 6.6K. Other options, Bruce Brown's price is up. I'm not going to go there. Sexton, some of those Cleveland guys are viable. If one of those Lakers guys can't go, like whether it be LeBron or AD, I think Cleveland have a better chance of keeping it close. Even Garland, right? He's been playing big minutes. I'm okay with him. 35, 36, 41, and 38 minutes. He's been playing huge minutes. So I'm okay targeting some of these Cleveland guys if one or both of Anthony Davis and LeBron can't go. TJ McConnell was a bit of a letdown there. He played 26 minutes, only had 14 fantasy points. Normally he's a guy that has been a pretty productive player when given minutes. This is a revenge game too, so we'll keep an eye on it. If Malcolm Brogdon can't go and TJ McConnell starts, I think he does stand out as a decent value play for sure. If Brogdon goes, obviously he can't go to McConnell. Rondo, listed as questionable. Looks like it was just a finger strain though, so I think he's going to be good to go. This is just dependent on LeBron and Anthony Davis, especially LeBron. If LeBron can't go, Rondo's going to be running the point a lot. So, if LeBron can't go, I think Rondo would stand out as a really good value play there at 3.9K. And that basically wraps it up. So yeah, this slate in general, again, we're waiting on a lot of news, especially those Lakers guys. That's just going to change the whole complexity of slates. If both LeBron and AD miss, then there's so much value. We're also waiting on big news with Drew Holiday. If he can't go, I'd really like Ingram, really like Lonzo. A lot of the OKC guys I think are underpriced. Again, with no Embiid, I think a couple of those Philadelphia guys are very viable. The Charlotte and Portland game should be pretty appealing, played at a fast pace. Orlando, I like Vucevic. I like Fox on the other side. And then the Cleveland Lakers game, kind of up in the air right now with the status of AD and LeBron in question. But I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content, would really appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe. Again, if you want to get entered in the giveaway, all you do is have a like and a comment in the video if you want to enter the giveaway. I will be live streaming for the 7-game slate, probably 45 minutes before lock on the YouTube channel, so be sure to check out the live stream where I will talk about all the news that we get throughout the day, as well as kind of give you guys my core cashing plays for the slate. But thanks again, guys, for everyone coming to check out the video, and I will see you guys all tomorrow in the live stream.